This is A Official Seal Systems webinar on SAP DMS, and this is going to be by David. If you were in the last webinar, you should be familiar with David. He's going to actually be showcasing a video walking us through a demo of SAP DMS. So
we're going to go ahead and jump into SAP DMS and show a little bit about how documents are managed. Based on our last webinar, we talked about the importance of document management. And here we kind of want to dive into a document management system and show what these things kind of look like when you're going live in this. So generally in SAP, you have these transactions and you have shortcuts. I'm going to go into one right now as CV01N, which is create document. And creating the document, there's a few pieces of information here that are important. Most of these can be automatically generated by the database. One of them that we do want to pay attention to is this document type. Document type is more or less like an organizational system. So you have document types that correspond to different businesses in your company, different workflows, different categories. So you can kind of see just by my example here, a lot of design drawings, demo drawings, everything belongs in a space. Generally, these are how you classify documents in SAP. Most DMS systems will have something like this. I'm going to use my CH2 here, which is a favorite of mine, and I'm going to hit enter, which essentially just creates a document. And it hasn't assigned a number to it or anything yet, but it is in the process of creating it. So I'll do a little description here. So test document for DMS. And at this point, I can fill out additional information. This could be something like where the lab office, where this is located, or the information behind that, like a change number, additional data descriptions. This here is the power of the document management system, is being able to classify or categorize, characterize a particular file or sets of files. And in this case, in SAP, they're called originals. So you'll see them pop up here. But this gives us the power of sorting, storing, and reusing this information later. So we really are creating a secure document workflow. We're managing the documents properly. And within this kind of construct, this gives us the basis for everything else in SAP, whether we're working with maintenance work or we're working with purchase orders, sales orders, whatever it is. This is essentially the basis for those documents to be used in any SAP business module. So in SAP specifically, I go down here into the set of tools, and there's a button here to create original, which it wants me to log something. So creating original, a little bit of extra security there. And then it wants me to decide what kind of original that I'm working with. In this case, these are all kind of file extensions. Some of these might be recognizable, like WinWord or AutoCAD. For me, I'll just go down here into the PDF. So I've got PDF Acrobat Reader here. And I could put in a description in this. I don't necessarily need to, but more importantly, I need the original. And the original is going to point me to my file system. And I'm going to jump into probably my documents here. And I happen to have a PDF sitting right there. So I can go through, find other files. I can add multiple files to this, but I just want this one PDF in here. So I'm going to check that off. And it's added it to the list of items. I can keep going. I can add more PDFs. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm building this document record around the file original. Now, in this case, I've pointed it to a file that exists on my workstation. This means that it's still not controlled completely. Also, other people in my company might not have access to it. So it's very important that I check it in. And in SAP, there's a handy little icon, a little lock here. And that lock designates whether the file is checked in or not, is within the SAP storage system that can then be accessed by others. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check this thing in. So check in original. And it's going to ask me, where am I checking it into? Now, this is the power of SAP having multiple types of storage. So this looks a little confusing. There's a lot of words and hieroglyphics here. But basically what we're looking at is SAP's content system. I can have a file system in Europe. I can have a KPro content repository in the Americas. I can store documents where they need to be stored. Now, generally, these can also be filtered based on my user security, my user profile can be filtered based on the business unit that I'm in. But essentially, it's what I really want is I want this stored in a particular place. Sometimes this can also be done for me. I don't necessarily have to have a choice. But I'm going to double click on this one. I want it in the V73. See the lock closes, so it's ready to go. And at this point, all I really have to do is hit the save button. SAP then takes care of the rest. So it'll upload the file into the storage category. It'll save the document record. And once that's in, I have a number here. So I see this populated a number, and I can go into view mode. And this is my document record. So there you have it. And this is how SAP DMS works. Documents are stored in a particular document type in the DMS system. These documents can then be used anywhere, can be part of a material structure, can be part of a plant maintenance order, could be in a sales order. We can have this in supply chain management. So these documents, this number here, this 91 bunch of zeros, 948, and this part and version are sort of a key that put together point to this file. So this file can be updated as needed, can be processed through a workflow for verification. Different groups can review this information, and the document is the single source that this is everything's processed from. So that's where it goes.